So why did I hire a mentor for my business? Now the real question is, why didn't I do it sooner? Because ever since I've been working with my mentor, my life has changed. Everything has gone 360 and now I'm on a different plan for my business. And I really wish I did this sooner, but I'm glad I did it now. Because as the saying goes, there are two times when you should plant a tree. The first is 20 years ago, the second time is now. So I'm glad I have done it now, and I'm going to share the massive benefits I have received from working with a mentor and what you would receive if you hired a mentor for yourself to really scale your agency, to grow your business, to really help you and point you in the right direction. So the reason I was looking for a mentor is because I was looking for advice. I felt like I was getting stuck in one position. I felt like I wasn't achieving anything, I wasn't getting anywhere, and it was just stagnant. So I wanted to speak to someone who had expertise in my industry, in my service, so they could provide the knowledge and expertise that I would really need to push forward and ask any questions that I had, because I had so many questions. Am I doing the right thing? Is this going to project me to reach the level of growth I want to achieve? I had all these questions, and just working by myself, how was I ever going to find that out? I needed to speak to someone. This person had 20 years knowledge in web design, SEO, digital marketing, so he was the perfect person. I knew that I had current operations already in place that were working. All of that was fine, but there was always one area that I was getting stuck on, and that was my client acquisition system. Now, to create a website, that's an easy process. I think everyone else can really attest to this and say that client acquisition is the hardest part of any business because it's a sales job. You have to really put yourself out there to achieve those results that you want to achieve. So that was my biggest question, my biggest query that I had to this mentor. And after discussions, I found out I was in the wrong target audience for what I wanted to achieve: a high ticket client, someone who was going to stay on a monthly retainer basis, someone who was comfortable with the prices that I had. Within the construction industry, that is a problem because they count every grain of sand, they count every single pebble, they count every single rock that is incorporated in their process of working. So if I presented them a proposal for a quote for a website and it was too high, they would find that too high, even though the service I would provide is being undervalued, if I'm being honest. So after this discussion, I've decided to change my target audience, and that's all thanks to the mentor, because he's given me a path to follow now of how to reach these new clients, how to achieve these high ticket clients, how to even charge more for my services and really value what I can do for other people, and also keep them on as existing clients. And they will be not afraid to pay the SEO costs that I could present to them. So it's just an easier workload for me to deal with these kind of people instead of people that are worrying about every single cent I'm going to ask them for. The other thing I had a big query on was just having an outside look of someone coming into my business. So I just asked, am I doing this right? Am I doing that right? And I got more expertise, I got more knowledge, and those two words I'm going to repeat constantly and constantly. But I got so much more out of that conversation because I had someone looking in on my business, seeing how I operate, and with them having a massive agency, this guy lives in Portugal, he's living the life, he's got his own home in Portugal, doesn't need to come to England. I think everyone else dreams of that when they start an agency. They want to live abroad, they want to live in Dubai, they want to live in Thailand, all these different places. So with someone who's actually living that kind of lifestyle that I would want to live, I've gathered so much knowledge. And all it was a simple case: am I doing this right or am I doing it wrong? And I was able to go through each system that I was going through and be like, okay, I'm doing this wrong, I shouldn't do it because it's a waste of time. I'm doing this right, really accelerate that and really make it perform better than it is. So just those little things that really make such a big difference, because you could go down the wrong path and just keep going that way and never achieve what you want to achieve. And that was the biggest benefit. Now I'm on the right path. I know if I followed a very similar route that he went through, then I know I can achieve what my goals are. And let me tell you one thing, it is 100% worth the money to get a mentor. No matter what you think, oh, I've got only $100 in my bank account, this mentor costs $50 an hour, say, for an introductory call. Let me tell you this, it is 100% worth it. And it is even more worth it if you are working by yourself in your own company and trying to grow by yourself. This mentor will just give you so much information that you won't be able to process it in time. You're going to have to write it all down, probably going to have multiple calls because there's just so much to gather, because we're rookies in this. If you don't have someone that's constantly helping you and you're doing it by yourself, it's going to be such a much longer learning curve. So if you have been hesitant about getting a mentor, or you're unsure if it will really benefit you, of course, you have to find the right one, because I think I got lucky with just choosing the right person in the right industry, right service and so on. Yes, you might have to go through the process of finding the right person for you, but when you do, honestly, it's the best thing that's happened to my business. I don't doubt that. And after going for a year and just finding a mentor a year in, again, I said, I went into it too late, but I'm so glad I did it now instead of waited for even longer and maybe not even done it in the future. Why should you get a mentor and how do you go about doing it? I mean, I simply started with looking on LinkedIn, people in the same industry, seeing their level of expertise and how long they've been in the service. For example, with our business, we have web design. So how long have they been in the web design industry? Or how long have they been serving clients in the digital marketing realm? So you're looking at all these points that are really associate with your business, things you can really correlate with. Then you look on LinkedIn, like I said, you look on Facebook, you look on all these different platforms. The one I found was the most useful was Mentor Cruise. It was so easy just to go through industry, level of expertise, the kind of level they are in the company. And I found my perfect match because I was able to had all these filters just to help me. So something that I really recommend, Mentor Cruise. Now, when you go on a call, be prepared for it as well, because when I went on the call, I didn't just go in there, oh, what am I going to ask him? Is he going to tell me all the stuff that I need to know? Blah, blah, blah. I had questions set out. I had operations that I wanted to confirm with him. And then next to those questions, I had my notebook handy. I was writing down every single response. Even if it wasn't relevant, I was trying to squeeze out as much information as possible in that time. And I think from now on, it will be a monthly call just to check in, see how I can really optimize it. Because these people that have the knowledge and expertise, not these gurus that you see online, these people that aren't actually on social media or publicize themselves as much, they know what they're doing. They just don't want to have a public lifestyle. So these people can tell you the path to growth. These people can tell you the path to success. So if you listen to them, write down every single bit of information that they offer, that's just great. Because now I have a client acquisition system, which I'm going to start because I'm updating my website now. I'm really optimizing all these different areas because the mentor told me to. The mentor suggested all these things, and obviously I'm going to listen to him. Now, another reason you're going to want to have the mentor is that they're going to provide you insights that you haven't thought about. Because when you're grinding away, working at your laptop every single day, trying to make something work, you start to have tunnel vision and you don't see any ideas coming from the outside. So this person, after you telling them what you do, your operations, your pricing, your target audience, the kind of clients that you have, then they're able to say, oh, have you tried this little thing? Have you tried this thing? This might really help you boost in your profit margins. So these little nitpicky things where you might be doing really well already, but there might be a couple of things that you might change. For example, you might be getting in loads of clients, but your profit margins are tiny. So speaking to a mentor might really benefit in you and saying, I'm making this much revenue a month, but I'm only making this much profit. What am I doing wrong? Then with your mentor, you can sit down, look at all the tiny details that make the biggest difference. And straight away, a month after speaking to the mentor, you're able to change those things and you'll see a big difference. These people know what they're doing. If someone has been in the industry for 20 years and they're still in business, they are clearly doing something right. So why not listen to them? And now the last thing, and like I said, you might be growing well already, but you want to expand into a new area. You want to increase your profit margins again, or you have all these ideas, but you don't know if they're going to work. That's where you can speak to a mentor about. If everything is going well, but you want to grow, you might want to scale your employees so you can take on more clients or have a more proficient business. Then you can speak to your mentor and say, what do you think of this? What do you think if I added 10 more employees, would this change? They'll have the answers. They've been through it. So you can say, will 10 employees boost my social media? They might say, yes, but you don't need 10 employees. All you need is 2. Then you can go about your way instead of going all in, wasting a lot of money before something actually starts working. They might say, take your time, grow with it. Again, I'm not a mentor just yet. I do want to achieve that. So all these things I'm saying are just hypothetical situations. But if you have those ideas, bounce them off. It's a conversation. It's not them telling you do this, do that. I know the way. No, it's a conversation. They listen to your situation and they adapt to what you need and what you want to achieve, especially if you're at the start of the agency life or if you're in the middle or if you've reached the end and you don't know where to go next. So all of those queries can be answered, but just make sure to find and really research the way you would do with finding your target audience to really find the right mentor for you that matches your personality as well. You want to be able to have a normal conversation, have a civilized conversation, maybe even meet up with coffee for them. You want to have that kind of relationship. You want it to be close instead of just this distant, cold conversation where you only ask this, they give you that, and it's just boring. You want to have that kind of close relationship, really be able to get to know the person so they can get to know you as well. It's a 50-50. You might be paying them, but you getting something back in return. So really be out there and just be a nice person, the same way you would speak to a client. You want to be their friend. That's all I would suggest. So as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. Always look out for the weekly videos. If you are interested in any other videos that I could make, please drop them in the comments, and I'll see you next week.